Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Oh no, why did you do this to me? All right, let's jump into it, you guys. I was so excited to get my hands on these blushes. You guys don't even know. Like, I was like constantly on the Gucci website going, when are you gonna come in stock? I knew they released it in Europe, but I knew it took a while for it to get to us here in the United States. This blush had me at hello. I was so excited with the pink and gold packaging, you guys. Oh my goodness, this was made in Italy and it does have a 24-month shelf life. I've had my Gucci bronzer for quite longer than 24 months and it's still holding up well, but that is the suggested shelf life. This is the new Gucci Luminous Matte Beauty Blush. It already has 5 stars at Sephora, and this is at Sephora, Nordstrom, Gucci.com. I'm sure Saks and Neiman Marcus will get it eventually, but so far as I'm filming, those are the only locations. I was able to go into my local Sephora and I do have all of the swatches for every single shade, and I'm gonna show you guys what those look like as well. I will also even show you guys all of the bronzer shades, and we will use my Gucci bronzer in this video as well. So all the timestamps are on the bottom, but this brand new Luminous Matte Beauty Blush runs $49. It's 0.19 ounces, 5.5 grams of product. So although it's not that much and you are paying about $8.91 per gram, we have to keep in mind this is designer luxury makeup. And I actually don't think that's a bad price point. I know you're not getting a whole lot of product in there, but you're not using a whole lot of blush. We're using very little blush. So that's gonna last you a long time. But I still think $49 is not a bad initial price point when you're looking at it. And I really do think this is going to be in a refillable packaging. So I'll get into that in just a second. I'm really excited about that if it is. I'm not positive on that, but I think it's going to be. This is available in 6 shades. I did pick up the lightest shade, which is 01 Fresh Rose, and then I also got 03 Radiant Pink and 04 Sweet Peach. I also have 05 Rosy Tan on the way, so I can't wait to see what that one's gonna look like. I will include that in a different video, so make sure you have your notification bell and you're subscribed to my channel. I do think the 3 that I got are pretty similar, especially 1 and 3. They're almost too much the same, but that's okay because one might be lighter than the other. One may be the same tone, but maybe it will show up better on my light medium skin with shade 3 versus shade 1. So shade 3 is Radiant Pink and shade 1 is Fresh Rose. So it's just a little bit lighter, more of a bubblegum pink, but not so bubblegum like the Dior one, you know, just a more toned down version. So it's gonna be really great for my girls that don't like a lot of blush, but want that really pretty pink, youthful glow. And I think it's gorgeous on mature skin. And then shade 4 is Sweet Peach, and that is definitely more of a coral pink with more coral undertones than even pink. So that is different from shade 3. Shade 3 is a pink, but I really love the 3 I chose. Even though they're very similar, I can test them out and see which one I like best on my skin. I'm not gonna keep all 3. I wish I could, but for that price point, I can only keep 1. So let's just quickly look at the formula. So this is a pressed powder formula. It's a buildable blush for cheeks and eyes with a hydrating ultra thin powder, and yes, it is. It's thin and so creamy. You can feel that highlighted ingredients, which is shea butter, hyaluronic acid, and black rose oil. We all know what hyaluronic acid does, but shea butter reduces the overall feeling of dryness. So I think it's gonna be really nice, especially if you have very dry skin. The black rose oil provides antioxidant benefits that soothe the skin. So let's take a look at what those swatches look like outside, and you guys can get an outdoor iPhone. This is like real daylight. This is what these shades look like. And they're all absolutely beautiful. And although those 3 that I got look similar when you're looking at them in the component, the packaging, I do see the difference on my skin outdoors. And they're very vibrant swatches, but they actually, you'll see in just a second, they're gonna build very beautifully, very beautifully. And I'm filming this part as I'm talking after I already filmed the video. Just that's why I know what it's like when it applies, because I was able to go into Sephora and get those swatches for you guys, because I want you guys to be able to see, you know, what those 6 shades look like. I know it's very, very helpful when I can see swatches. And then I did pull up a video just so you guys can really see that in natural daylight, what it's looking like. And again, they're just such beautiful, rich shades, and they look so vibrant and pigmented on my skin, but really when you apply them, you'll see in a second that they apply you have to build this up. This is not something that's just like pigment right off the back, especially with the shades that I did pick up. I think the 2 darker ones on my skin tone will probably be more pigmented. I also did swatch the bronzer shade since I'm going to apply shade 4 in studio. But I want you guys to be able to see what the bronzer shades, that is only available in 5 shades. And I did get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on there. I have 4. 4 definitely has more red orange tones. I have the video on shade 3. I think shade 3 is just the most beautiful bronze color, probably one of the best bronzer tones I've ever seen. And then shade 1 and 2, it's way too cool tone for me, and 2 is actually pretty pigmented, and that is definitely more neutral undertones, and I think that'd be beautiful for contouring. So eventually I want to pick up 2 and 3. I just love that. I love that Tiffany blue component. It is just beautiful. What I thought was interesting is on the Gucci website, the PAO, which stands for product after opening, is 12 months as like the shelf life, but the box says 24 months. So if anyone can clarify that, I'd like to know. Maybe just if you didn't open it, it's a 24-month shelf life, but once you open the product, they suggest that 12 months is the appropriate shelf life. Not positive on how that works, but I did want to point out that it's dermatology tested and non-comedogenic. It is suitable for eyes and all skin types, even sensitive skin. I do also want to point out there is a fragrance in there, and the scent is Vintage Peony, composed of peony and freesia, and modernized by a watery citrus accord and effervescent musky notes. So although it does have a fragrance in there, you guys know I'm not a fan of fragrance in my product. I can barely smell it. The Gucci bronzer I felt like had a much stronger fragrance. I can really smell it when I first opened it. To give you guys a comparison, this is the Gucci bronzer in shade 4. I do have a video on this, and I did shade 3 in the video, and I actually like that one better, but I'm stuck with 4 now. I did exchange it for 4, and I wish I would have kept the 3. I mean, the 4 is pretty, but it's just more of a red undertone, and I just don't reach for it for that reason. It's just too red for my skin tone. So that was a bummer. I mean, obviously, it's just so creamy though. It's interesting because I don't smell the perfume anymore. It's gone. It's like, I've had it for, you know, since it released, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. So the fragrance is gone. Let me show you guys also in studio the size comparison between the bronzer and the blush. So as you can tell, I mean, it's quite a big difference in sizing, right? I mean, you're getting a lot more product with the bronzer, but that makes sense, you guys. We don't use that much blush. We use more bronzer than we do blush. So I do get that. And this was more expensive. This was in the 60s. I'll put the price point right there. I can't remember. So $49 versus 60 something dollars, but you're not gonna use that much blush, let's be honest. Interesting enough, it does have that little hole right there, which typically means it's going to be refillable. Now, the Gucci bronzer does not have that. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a refillable case eventually. I don't see any refills anywhere on site, but that typically means you can poke that with a safety pin and pop that out. So if this is refillable, this is going to be awesome because you can keep your little component, and I keep wanting to open it that way. So you can keep the actual component and just get the product and dip it in there. So let's hope that that happens, you guys, because if you find a color you really like, you can do that. Or even, I didn't take off the sticker yet, so it does have like a little mirror too, you guys. But Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. So this is shade 1. Let's try that one first. That formula, I can't even explain it to you guys, but it is so buttery smooth. It's just so smoothing and very hydrating on the skin. I have to say that I'm blending it out with my hands just to try to get it off, and I'm having a hard time getting it off, so that's good. That means it's gonna stay. All right, let's start with shade 1. Ooh, yeah, she's so pretty. I think this is, I really want to keep all of them. So I did just get a bunch of clean brushes. Let's start off with the Armani blush brush. So we'll try this one first. Ooh, ooh, ooh. She is perte in pink. I pulled you guys in closer. Ooh, oh, she is pretty. Oh my gosh, I wasn't sure if this one would show up on me because I'm more light medium, so I thought for sure this might not show up on me, but that is so subtle and so beautiful. That glides on like a dream. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, I may have to keep a couple. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay, so this is shade 3 again. Let's do it in studio so you guys can see. Definitely more of a brighter pink. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Seriously, I just can't. I can't. I'm a sucker for luxury makeup. That's where we're at. All right, this is an IT Cosmetics Freshly Cleaned, and we are going to pump that in there. I'll show you guys what that looks like on the brush. This is just an IT Cosmetics blush brush, one of my favorites. So we have shade 1 on that side. I'm glad I didn't do the bronzer, because sometimes when I test out blushes, I notice you can't really tell because the bronzer is taking up most of it. So this is a very buildable formula, because I thought that was going to be crazy pigmented off the top, and it's not. And this is a synthetic brush, so oddly enough, I feel like that one picked up more pigment, the shade 1. That's not really doing much. Yeah, maybe because it has like a radiance to this one that I don't feel like it's doing much. I don't know. I like 1 better. And I thought I was gonna like 3 better than 1, but I don't know what it is about 1. 1 is just really beautiful. On my monitor, it feels like I can barely see it, but in person, I can see it a lot. So I am gonna show you on the side right there, my iPhone without the lighting, with all the major lights, I turned them down on my iPhone. And you can definitely see the pigments a lot more. So you can definitely see 3 better on my iPhone than you can in my monitor. In my monitor, I can feel like I can barely see number 3, but they're both really beautiful. It's just so fresh and I don't smell the perfume at all. I can smell it when I'm in here, I can smell it, and it smells like a gorgeous perfume. Just a little bit, not a lot, not like a crazy amount. But on my skin, once it hits my skin, I can't feel it at all. 1 and 3. I think 3 does give more of a radiance. I don't know what it is. Maybe it has more luminosity to it, which is why it might be toning it down a little bit more. All right, let's take off some of this. So I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury powder. All right, now let's try shade 4. And this is the one I was most excited about. So I'm very surprised how much I like shade 1, because this is the one I was most excited about. All right, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, definitely more coral on that one, as you guys can see. Definitely more coral tones. More coral than pink, I think. Even though it looks pink, like pinky coral in here, on my brush, it looks more coral. So let's see how this one looks on the skin now. Ooh, this one's really pretty too. Ooh, she's pretty too. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, that's pretty. So that one definitely has more of a radiance too, in my opinion, than 1. I still think I like 1 the best, you guys. oddly enough. I thought this was for sure gonna be my jam right here. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. But I think this one will look pretty on the eyes. So let's see what that looks like on my eyes. So I'm gonna take my Wayne Goss number 12 brush, clean that off a little bit, and let's put some of that on my eye. I already have my eyeshadow on, obviously. And just kind of do like that monochromatic look. I always take my blush and do that. I always finish all my eyeshadow looks doing that, and that looks really beautiful. So 3 is a really good one for that same effect. I mean, you can do shade 1, and ooh, that's just so pretty. I really like this shade 1. I don't know, that looks beautiful on the eyes too. But yeah, they both look really pretty. I just find that that one has a little bit more radiance. I don't know why, maybe not. But to match up, I'm gonna do shade 4 on this side too, just so it looks a little bit more cohesive when I do my thumbnail. But they're both so beautiful. Wow. Okay, let's throw on some bronzer. We'll do the Gucci bronzer just because, I mean, why not? All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of the bronzer just to kind of bronze up the skin now that you guys know what the blush does look like. See, 4 is really pretty. If you were trying to decide on 4, this is what 4 looks like, and then you can go back and look at my Gucci full review on this bronzer, and that is shade 3 in that video. Let me put on a little bit of highlighters, Pat McGrath, and this is from the, I don't know, like her highlighter trio. I love this palette. I think this is still available. It's so flippin' beautiful. I love these tones, and I'm just gonna say, oh yeah, that looks so good together. Oh, this is such a smoothing highlighter. I pulled it out the other day to use it off camera, and I was like, why did I stop using this one? I love this one. I may have to pick up a new one just before she discontinues it. Who knows how long it's gonna be there. All right, I'm just gonna take that shade 1, whatever was left over on the brush, and just kind of clean that up. All right, you guys, that is how it all turned out. And I would definitely give these blushes a 5 out of 5, especially for us mature skin ladies. It is stunning. It goes on like butter. It is one of the most beautiful formulas I have ever used. So let's take a look at my rate card and how I come up with my star system. Well, the first thing is application, and this applied beautifully. And what I really look for in application is when I put it over my foundation, is it going to lift? Is it going to break apart? Is it going to go on my textured skin smoothly? Is it going to go over my fine lines and wrinkles, being that I'm in my mid-40s? And I want to make sure all of that is there, and 100% of me believes that it applied absolutely beautiful. No matter which brush I used, it applied beautifully. Coverage is the same as pigmentation to me. So is it giving me enough color and coverage as far as the tone? Can I see it? And I absolutely can see it. It just depends on the shade. Again, shade 1 gave me the most pigment in my opinion, and that's probably because it has more of a matte finish versus a radiant finish. And that's just from what I see in person. As far as shade range goes, I think there's enough shades in there to really cover from fair to deep skin tones. I feel like the shade range was pretty amazing. So I'm gonna give that 100%. I like there's 6 shades available too. That's pretty darn good. Long wearing, we're just gonna have to kind of judge that and see that as time goes by, but just judging off the fact that I literally can't get the swatches off my hand tells me it's gonna be long wearing. So for right now, I'm gonna give this a 100% for long wearing. So ingredients, I'm gonna give it 100%, and I think the ingredients and the formulation that they used is why it's so buttery smooth and gorgeous. Is it worth the money? Well, that's all relative, because what I think is worth it may not be worth it to you. And this is something that I think is worth it because I love designer brands. I love designer makeup, and to me, designer luxury makeup is even different from just luxury makeup. So I look at like Charlotte Tilbury being luxury makeup, but Gucci, Tom Ford, those Chanel, those are designer luxury brands that I know are gonna have a heftier price point. And I still don't think $49, even though you're not getting that much product, you're not using that much product, I don't think that's a bad starting point. And if they're gonna be refillable, that's gonna be amazing. So we'll have to see. I will keep you guys updated if I find out anything, but I would 100% recommend this product if you are into designer luxury makeup. I mean, I am a sucker for gold. Obviously, I love gold. And I love that the packaging never wears or tarnishes. This Gucci bronzer I've had for what, 2 to 3 years, and it has not tarnished at all. It still looks immaculate from the time I bought it. The only drawback I thought was this didn't come with a pouch, where this one came with like a little Gucci pouch. If I can find the picture of it, I'll show you guys. But this one did not. It only comes inside of a box. That's all it is. So that was kind of a bummer, but that's okay. I mean, I still love it. I love pink and gold. I love pink. I love Tiffany blue. So it was like, these just are everything to me. And what I love about this shade 1 is that a lot of times when you get too deep of colors, it can come off very sophisticated, very fashion model, fashion forward, very beautiful, but very mature. Whereas these type of pinks, like shade 1, give you more of like that youthful glow that really keep mature skin looking young and fresh and beautiful. So it really depends on the look you're going for. If I was wearing like a slick back ponytail and I was wearing more of a sophisticated suit or black dress, I'd want something with a little bit more depth, right? Because I'm going for that look. But if it's just like a pink top or everyday, just going out, running errands, this is a gorgeous pink to have on because it does give more of a youthful glow to the skin. And I do truly believe shade 1 gave me the most matte finish like. But you will not be disappointed. If you guys pick these up, you will not be disappointed. Comment below and let me know what your favorite shade is, number 1. And if you picked it up, let me know if you are liking it and what shade you like. And just let me know if this is something that you were even interested in. I know some of you were very interested when I posted in the community tab. Make sure you do have your notification bell on because I did alert you guys when these launched. And also when I post the swatches of all the shades, I will let you guys know. So if you are new here and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please remember to hit that subscribe button and click that post notification bell so you can be alerted. We're here every Friday and Sunday, and we just really love for you to become part of our family. Please give this video a huge thumbs up when you guys hit that like button, and when you comment below, it really does help my videos out. You can follow me on all my socials, again, at Kristi Allure on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. And you can check out my merch, Glamorous Life Collections, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys, love you.